You cannot believe some of the people that they roped into doing this. We've got the governor in there. We've got Mark Eaton in there. Just prominent Utahns all over the place talking about Utah Jazz.
All the way to June.
And I'll tell you, John Carter, who is our friend and colleague and reprobate up there at the Arrow 103.5, Ike Yospe is here with me. I don't think I've ever seen John look quite so good. He kind of looks like somewhere between Gene Simmons and Rod Stewart with black dye in his hair, don't you think?
Yeah, slicked back.
Slick.
You know, what John's a great guitar player, actually.
Yeah, I know.
His 7 listeners know that, but now our KSL listeners can know that also.
He's got 7?
Yeah.
That's 3 more than the movie show.
I know.
Oh, rats. Ike Yospe is here with us. He is our promotions guru here at KSL. And yesterday we were talking about something fun to do on this day before the big game tomorrow night. And, of course, tomorrow we have the movie show, so we don't have quite the time that we would normally have. So we wanted to do a little salute to the Jazz game tomorrow. And we thought it would be fun because everybody has a fond memory with the Utah Jazz. It might be with a Jazz team player. It might be with Coach Layden or Jerry Sloan or whomever. Might be a run-in, which is always entertaining with Jazz, with a Bear. And when we sent out the word, you got back to us immediately with a fond memory. And I understand we're going to put a picture up on this as well here. So Ike Yospe, our infamous promotion director here at KSL. What's your fond memory with the Jazz?
Yeah, when Cassie sent the email looking for fun Jazz stories, I have a ton of them. I grew up a Jazz fan, went to a lot of games, was lucky enough to go to a ton of games, but there was one that immediately stood out, Doug, that involved you.
Oh, no.
Back when I was little, before you really even knew I didn't work here.
Yeah, I knew your dad.
Yeah, you knew my dad through the advertising business, but
right.
It was June 1998. It was the peak of the Jazz, pinnacle of their success.
That was the frenzy.
Mm-hmm. It was Game 1 of the finals. Again, this is the second year when the Jazz played the Bulls, and we had home court advantage.
Yeah,
and you know, us Jazz fans, we knew we were gonna take it all that year.
That was the year for the ring.
Well, it was my graduation day. And my graduation was here at a Bravenel Hall just across the street from KSL. Right. And so we actually parked at KSL because I think my dad had been here a bunch for advertising purposes. And so we parked here and we were walking to my graduation. I'm in my graduation gown. And who's out on the corner broadcasting live before the big game but the one, the only Doug Wright.
Notice he did not say panhandling. He said I was broadcasting live.
Maybe you were doing both.
Maybe I was doing both. I remember doing that. I remember being out there by the fountain and the big game coming up and us broadcasting live. And how cool that's a great memory for you.
Yeah, so I'm walking past and I think you had a producer. I don't know who produced your show back in '98.
Nobody ever admits to it.
Yeah.
in '98, it would have either been Liz Sanders or it would have been Amy Iverson.
Yeah, maybe it was Amy. It was Amy. Someone stopped us and asked me what I was doing, and they found out that my dad had surprised me as a graduation gift. He was taking me to the game that night. I had just barely found out that morning. I was super thrilled, excited, and they thought that was an interesting story. You had me on the air that morning, and here we are 19 years later, and we're talking about it again.
19 years later. Oh, holy smoke. Isn't that hard to believe? Yeah, if it was that would have been Amy Iverson. She would have been the producer of the show at this time. Can we put the pictures of little Ike up there again? Now, which one are you?
Yeah, I'm right there in the middle.
Right there in the middle. That's you. Do we have pictures of little Ike in his robes as well? I'm not sure if we do. We're working on that right now. Okay, yeah, there you go. Day. Now, is that our fountain or is that another fountain?
I think that's out in front of a Bravenel Hall.
In a Bravenel Hall.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, Ike, you know, that just tickles me to death to think that fond memory actually circles around KSL, circles around the Utah Jazz, and circles around the Doug Wright Show.
Yep.
Very cool. And you did graduate. They didn't pull that back, did they?
Yeah, you can see those honor cords there.
Whoa. Honor
Yeah,
chords.
not bad. Not
Well,
too
you got to
shabby.
tell us about that. What were the honor chords for?
I think English and band. I was in the jazz band. I played saxophone.
When I finally graduated from Granite High, the honor was he's finally leaving, I think, was what I got. Ike, thank you for sharing
You're
that.
welcome.
You know,
Thanks for having me on.
what a that's so cool. And we want to hear from you. What are some of your favorite memories of the Utah Jazz?